Hello children, welcome again to the virtual session. So let us see, we are going to continue with the revision in chapter 1 nutrition in plants. So time for general instructions. First, before we begin, let us see, kindly do not copy everything from the video as notes. Writing work in the notebook will be clearly specified during the video session. You have to draw 2 centimeter margin on right hand side of every page of the notebook. You have to do this in pencil. Topics to be entered in the index with date, that is the first session of the chapter. Diagrams to be neatly drawn in pencil with labeling in black ball pen you can use. So this is the general instruction to be followed for the notebook work. I hope it's clear children. So let us begin with the revision. Here exercise questions. Question number 5, because we are continuing with the revision session here, we have discussed till question number 4 of the textual exercise. Now you will have sufficient time to write in your notebook. You have to write this question answer in your notebook. We will continue with the revision of the chapters, and then you will get time to write in your notebook. It is not expected from you to complete your work in one day. So you can take your time to complete your notebook work. Textual exercise question answer should be written in the notebook. So show with the help of a sketch that the plants are the ultimate source of food. So you have to draw this diagram. Here is a food chain, it's an energy flow. So what was the question here? Show with the help of a sketch that plants are the ultimate source of food. So let us see how plants are the ultimate source of food. Now you have learned plants prepare their own food with the help of sunlight and chlorophyll, water, carbon dioxide. This process is called as photosynthesis. So they are called as producers or autotrophs. They prepare their own food. What happens when they prepare their food? The grasshopper depends on uh, plants for its food. So grasshopper depends on plants. The food chain will continue. Frog depends on the grasshopper. Frog will eat grasshopper. Snake eats frog, and eagle will eat snake. Then finally, when eagle will die, the dead and decay matter will be used up by the microorganisms in the soil. Or here you can see a sketch of a mushroom. Mushroom depends on, it's a fungi, so it depends upon edible, so or non-edible as well you can have. So fungi will eat away the dead and decay because it will get decomposed in the soil. So eagle when they die, the dead and they will die, and the dead and decomposed part of the eagle will be eaten by the mushroom. So this is how the food chain, the energy will flow. So that's why it is clearly said that um, grass, the plants, actually they all the other living organisms depend on them. So this food chain clear the question over here, that we can see that plants are the ultimate source of food. So you can draw this sketch in your notebook. Name the following. A parasitic plant with yellow cylinder and branch stem. A plant that is partially autotrophic. The pores through which leaves exchange gases. So you should know the answers for this. Let us see. First one Cascata, second one pitcher plant, third one stomata. So you can see the answers over here. Parasitic plant with yellow cylinder and branch stem, Cascata. A plant that is partially autotrophic, you know, pitcher plant. And stomata is the pore for what? Through which leaves exchange gases. So you can take down the answers for this. Name the following. This is the answer. Then you have tick the correct answer. Amarvel is an example of autotroph, parasite, saprophyte or host. Second one, the plant which trap and feeds on insect is Cascata, China rose, pitcher plant, rose. So can you think of the answer? Amerbel is an example of parasite, and the plant which trap and feed on insect is pitcher plant. So you can write the answers in your notebook. You just need to write the proper question number and the answers in your notebook. Match the items given in column 1 with those in column 2. So here column 1 you have chlorophyll, nitrogen, cascata, animals, insects. Column 2 rhizobium, heterotrophs, pitcher plant, leaf, parasites. So now you have to match this column and you have to see the relevant term for column 1 from column 2. So from column 2 you have to find the relevant words. Let us see. Chlorophyll present in the leaf, so relevant over here. Nitrogen is fixed by rhizobium. Okay, so this is the rhizobium bacteria present in the leguminous plants. So again this bacteria help in nitrogen fixation. So relevant over here, cascata parasite. Animals are heterotrophs because they depend on others for their food. They can't prepare their own food. Insects eaten by pitcher plant. So this is column 1 and column 2. You have to write down only the answers in your notebook. Now mark T if the statement is true and F if it is false. So for this true or false in your notebook, you have to write down the statement and write whether true or false. So along with the statement, you have to mention true or false. Carbon dioxide is released during photosynthesis. Is it true or false? So carbon dioxide is released or oxygen is released during photosynthesis. The first one will be false. Second one, plants which synthesize their food are called saprotrophs. Plants which synthesize their food they are called as autotrophs. So the second one false. The product of photosynthesis is not a protein. So the product of photosynthesis is carbohydrate, that is starch. So it's not a protein is true. Solar energy is converted into chemical energy during photosynthesis. So solar energy converted into chemical energy during photosynthesis. Can you recollect the reaction which we have done, chemical equation we have done? Carbon dioxide in the presence of water and sunlight and chlorophyll, what happened? It is converted into carbohydrates. So the answer for that will be true. So you have first two false and next two true. So you have to write statement and the answer in your notebook. Choose the correct option from the following. Which part of the plant takes in carbon dioxide from the air for photosynthesis? So which part of the plant? Root hair, stomata, leaf veins or petals? So you should think about this answer. Which part takes in carbon dioxide from the air? So the stomata which is present in the leaves which we have discussed. So the answer for this should be stomata. Plants take carbon dioxide from the atmosphere mainly through their roots, stem, flowers, leaves. So all that process takes place with the help of leaves. So stomata, first answer. Second one, leaves. Stomata is present in the leaves which we have discussed in the previous session. Assignment for the day, for you have to write on your own. You have to write this answer on your own in your notebook. Is again a textual question. Why do farmers grow many fruits and vegetable crops inside a large greenhouses? What are the advantages to the farmers? So this is the assignment you are going to do, and you take your time to complete your work. It is not a one-day work. We will continue with the revision session, children. What we have learned in this chapter: mode of nutrition in plants. Then you have learned photosynthesis, food making process in plants. You have seen the alternative mode of nutrition in plants. If they can't prepare their food, if some plant lack, like insectivorous plants, you have seen pitcher plant. They depend on insects. They eat insects. So such plants where green pigments chlorophyll is missing, chlorophyll is not present. So then they depend in some other alternative methods, the alternative mode of nutrition. Then you have seen saprophytes. Again, they depend on others for their food. Nutrient replenishment in the soil. You have seen nitrogen cycle and all that we have discussed. So this is the topics which we have covered in the chapter. We'll continue with the revision session. Thank you, children. Have a great day.
Other modes of nutrition in plants. As we know, most of the plants perform photosynthesis and synthesize their food. Some of them exhibit heterotrophic mode of nutrition by depending on plants which synthesize food. Such plants which obtain nourishment from other plants are called as parasites. Parasitism is an example for heterotrophic mode of nutrition. In this relationship, the plant which supplies nutrition is called as host, and the plant which obtains nutrition from the other is called as parasite. Example, cuscuta.
Cuscuta is a parasitic plant which climbs over the host plant to obtain its nourishment. As cuscuta is devoid of chlorophyll, parasitic plants develop special roots called haustoria, which penetrates into the host stem and absorbs instant nourishment from the host.
Plants that grow on dead and decaying matter. Some organisms depend on dead and decaying matter for their nourishment. This mode of nutrition is called as saprotrophic nutrition. The organisms which exhibit such type of nutrition are called as saprotrophs. Example, fungi. Fungi grow from small structures called as spores. The body is made up of tubular structures called as hyphae. The network formed by hyphae secrete digestive juices on dead and decaying matter and convert it into soluble form. This soluble form is absorbed easily to obtain nourishment. Children, have you ever seen moles growing on bread slices? These are fungi. Fungi also grow on pickles, clothes, leather goods, etc. Fungal spores are very active during rainy season. They germinate easily in moist climate and grow rapidly on things. Special mode of obtaining nutrition in insectivorous plants. Children, do you know some plants eating animals? Let us see what are they. Some plants like Nepenthes,
Atricularia, Drosera, and Venus flytrap plants are examples of insectivorous plants. These are also called as carnivorous plants. They can trap and eat insects completely to obtain their nourishment.
which can trap and eat insects completely to obtain their nourishment. An example for heterotrophic mode of nutrition. Nepenthes has some leaves which are modified into pitcher-shaped structures. The apex of leaf forms the lid, which is flexible to open and close the pitcher. Mouth of the lid is sticky with some hairy outgrowths. The sticky secretion shines to attract the insects. As the insect comes and sits on this secretion, it gets entangled by hairy structures and immediately lid of the pitcher gets closed. The inner lining of the pitcher secretes a lot of digestive juices to digest the insect. In this way, insectivorous plants obtain their nourishment. Symbiosis. This is a phenomenon in which two organisms live together to share shelter and to obtain nutrients. The organisms which participate in this relationship are called as symbionts. Some bacteria like Rhizobium live in root nodules of leguminous plants. Rhizobium obtains minerals and shelter from the plant, in turn fixes atmospheric nitrogen to the plant. Lichens are the organisms in which alga and fungus live together to share the necessary factors. Fungus provides shelter, water, and minerals to alga.
Alga, in return, synthesizes the food by the process of photosynthesis and provides food to fungi.